Now that little bruise could have been much worse if instead of those trekking pants I would have been hiking in shorts, and therefore it is crucial to acknowledge the fact that our clothing is the very first line of defense that we have against all such slips and falls as we hike through various landscapes. I have been testing a particular trekking pant while hiking in and around Manali since the last 2 months now. This video is a detailed review of the Trek 500 men's trekking trouser, which is priced at INR 2199 and is sold by Decathlon across the country. I have hiked some 100 plus kilometers in varied terrain wearing the same trek pant, and I also have a small little giveaway announcement at the end of this video. Whenever we slip and fall while hiking, most of the times the impact comes either on our buttocks or on our knee and the shin bone. Since these areas are most exposed to friction from the ground, the fabric that has been used in these particular sections is a resistance fabric, obviously to make the trek pant more durable. Sliding down the snow slopes is indeed super fun, and I did the same wearing Trek 500 during my recent speed hike to the Brigu Lake in Himachal Pradesh. The fabric could easily take the impact and was also quite water repellent. I did feel damp for quite some time, but the trek pant dried up pretty quickly. Please understand that trek pants are supposed to be water repellent and not waterproof. Anything that is waterproof will be less breathable. The logic is pretty simple. Anything that can restrict the entry of water would also restrict the healthy exchange of air between your body and your surroundings. And therefore, sooner or later, you'll start feeling more damp and uncomfortable. So, these trousers will not get wet too fast as they have water repellent inserts, but they would definitely not stay dry under steady rain. All those areas that are in a relatively light color fabric are the ones that are less water repellent but more breathable. There would be some sections on few trails where you need to stretch out your legs to climb up few long steps. Such situations demand a better freedom of movement, and therefore the fabric used in between the legs is a stretch fabric to reduce the chances of wear and tear. In addition, the same resistance fabric near the knee and the buttocks also has some elastic properties for making the bending movements quite easy and comfortable. Now let's move on to another key feature that we all should look for in a trek pant. That is functional pockets. Now, as we all know that trekking and hiking involves a lot of climbing up and squatting down, and nobody would want that anything that you have kept in your pockets should just fall off. And therefore it is necessary that your pockets should have a zip-up mechanism. There are zipped hand pockets on each side. These hand pockets have a mesh lining inside to keep them breathable without compromising on their durability. I have been using these pockets to keep my cell phone because I need quick access to it for recording videos and at times read digital maps while hiking. There is one zipped left thigh pocket which is relatively more spacious, and I usually carry my action camera with the small little tripod inside it. If you observe, there are these small loops that are present at the tip of the zips. Whenever we hike in a terrain where the temperatures are pretty low, the motor function of our fingers doesn't work really well. We lose the capability to pinch and pull our zips. That's when these loops act as zip extensions and they can be easily grabbed and you can zip up your pockets. The right thigh pocket with the flap has a meshed smartphone compartment inside it. However, my humble suggestion would be to increase the depth of this pocket by half an inch because a 6.55 inch long cell phone won't fit properly inside it. Let's talk about the elasticated tightening system meant for perfect adjustment of these trousers on your trekking shoes. Please make sure that you test this elastic while you're at the store, because if you break it after you own it, then the replacement will not be possible because then it would fall under the physical damage or wear and tear category. This product is designed for mild weather conditions. To give you a perspective, Trek 500 is a suitable choice to go on those hikes where you would stay below 4,500 meters or 15,000 feet of altitude and where the temperatures at night would not drop below minus 10 degrees Celsius. Moving on to the waistline, the trek pant has an elastic waist and there is also a minimalist belt that comes along with this product. Now what happens is, whenever we try the trek pant at the store, we usually keep our pockets empty. But whenever we go on a hike, we start keeping things inside these pockets. It could be your cell phone, a bandana, your power bank, and even snacks. This makes the whole trek pant a little heavy and it starts falling down. And this is when this small minimalist belt would come to your rescue. You can also use the same belt to maybe carry your sleeping mat if you lose the band that keeps it together. Now, there is a Velcro hook to adjust the waist size. It is really helpful during cold winters when your fingers are too cold to deal with buttons and hooks. Now, I personally think that it is quite important to try and understand the overall ecological impact of all the products that we consume. An overall A, B, C, D, E score is given to help the consumers identify products with the best environmental performance. This A, B, C, D, E environmental labeling is not visible on the Indian website till now. However, if you open up the French website, you will be able to see the labeling for most of the products. So finally, here is the verdict. In my personal opinion, Trek 500 can become a once in a lifetime purchase for all those individuals who are looking for a trek pant that would last for some 8 to 10 easy to moderate level treks in the Indian Himalayas. However, this is not designed for extreme temperatures, cold, hot, and even monsoons. So Trek 500 is not a suitable product for all the monsoon hikes of the Western Ghat, and even not for the dense forest trails of Northeast India, because there we would be needing something which is much more breathable. In addition, Trek 500 is not a cargo pant and rather is a snug fit. And therefore it would become really difficult to wear thermals underneath these trek pants if you're somebody who has relatively bigger or more muscular thighs. So that's all for the review. And now moving on to the giveaway, I would be really happy to send a Trek 500 across to an individual who really needs it and can put this thing to some really good use. If you think that you qualify these two criterias, then do reach out to me on Instagram and let me know about your past hiking experiences and your future trekking plans. This will help me choose an individual who really deserves a Trek 500. So guys, I genuinely hope that this video will help you make an informed purchase. If you have any further queries related to Trek 500 in specific, or maybe hiking and trekking in general, then do mention them in the comment section below and I promise you a prompt reply. This is all I had for this video. Thank you so much for all your time and I'll see you in the next one.